The only time I waited overnight was to audition for American Idol.
Really?
I did not have a blanket. I did not have a sleeping bag. It was just sitting on the parking lot, asphalt, just everyone around you singing the whole time, and so you couldn't sleep.
Not even worth it. Why'd you do that? Why'd you put yourself through that?
It wasn't worth it.
It was not worth it. Nothing good came out of it.
Nothing.
So...
What a waste of time.
Right. I'm Caitlynn McDaniel, and I'd like to welcome David Archuleta to Pride. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good to see you, Caitlynn.
It's so good to see you. I love every time I see your face. It just makes me so happy.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And so here on Pride, we're always all about coming out. And I want to welcome you. This is a safe space. So if there's anything that you want to come out as, I'd love for you to do that here.
Come out as.
Mm-hmm.
Well, can I come out with how much I love the Evil Queen?
Okay. From Disneyland specifically? Or just
Disneyland,
like in the
specifically
character?
the one who's been going viral.
Yes.
For all of her comebacks.
Yes. She is really great.
Oh my gosh. It did things to me.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like it does things to me, but when I saw her in person, I don't know, something about it. I was just like, I guess I didn't realize how much I liked to be talked to like that by a strong woman.
Mm-hmm. Was it like a sexual awakening kind of thing, or what was in your head?
I feel like, yeah. I think I kind of figured that about myself, but like the Evil Queen being as quick as she was, like she was pretty like fabulous, you know, and she owned it. And the way she made people grovel at her for being great. And she looked so good. Yeah. She was like, give me a compliment. And I was like, I really like your lipstick. And she's like, thank you. It's natural, actually. Give me something else. And I was like, okay, I like the jewel thing on your... I don't remember what she said. I was like so befuddled and like kind of taken by her presence. I couldn't really take it all in.
Yeah.
She made me nervous.
I love a confident woman, but also I like melt into a puddle where I can't speak if someone comes across that confident. Mm-hmm. But it's so attractive. But then I'm like, I am not worthy of being in the presence right now.
I say, can I take a picture with you? And she said, of course, what else are we going to do together?
So we do have a pic then.
And I was like, I can't say, I didn't say.
What else
I'm
we
like,
could
what
do?
else could we do together? I was like,
You're
I'm
like,
thinking of all kinds of things.
This is for children in this
Yeah, they're literally children right there, so I didn't say it. But I felt like she almost like wanted me to say it.
Yeah, she knew.
I felt some kind of tension there.
I think
that I wasn't expecting.
Honestly. I feel like she knows she's flirting with everyone.
Yeah.
But
she
tries to play it off that she's not.
It was amazing. I'm like, I wonder if the Evil Queen is Pan.
Oh, that's a good question.
At least the character. But I don't know. Maybe she's just into herself.
Right. I was like,
and she's obsessed with anyone who's obsessed with her. And I think she could tell that I was.
I mean, I too am into anyone that's obsessed with me. But
I love it. Oh, elaborate.
I mean, I don't know. Is that a thing?
What do you obsess over when someone, like, what kinds of things are you into when someone's obsessed with you?
Okay, now you're taking over my job on the podcast of asking questions. I mean, obviously, I'm just a sucker for attention. And I also feel like I am the type that if you're not really outward about it, I'm not gonna know. Like, I just like if you're trying to be like subtle, I won't pick up on it. So you have to just kind of be over the top. But then at the same time, I don't really like PDA. So it's like it has to just be to me.
Same.
The obsession.
I hate PDA.
Yeah.
What do you not like about PDA?
I mean, I don't want to just say like it's cringy. Yeah. Because that feels obvious. Like I mean, obviously I can't be those Disney couples that people make fun of, or just like theme park couples where they're just like on each other in lines and oblivious to everyone around them.
I'm like, power to you.
Yeah.
You do not care.
I love that. I know. I was telling my roommate the other day that there was this couple in the elevator with me that were just obsessed with each other.
Mm-hmm.
But the second they entered, they were just groping each other, all upon each other with me in there. And I was like, I just feel like that just feels wrong. I don't know. Like, I love that you're in love.
Yeah.
But
I feel like being more like in tune with other people's emotions, it's just kind of like, I just don't need that right now. I don't need to be in tune with it. And when I see you, it's like, do you ever like take on other people's energy? And I'm just like, I don't feel like going there with you, but it's like in front of me. So what do I do? Like I try to, but it's like, is this like being an empath or something, like highly sensitive person? But it's just like you feel, and it's just like, I don't need this.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel this.
No.
And I don't want to be involved in it. And same with I don't want other people involved in my intimacy. And which is why I do not like PDA. It's like, no. I can't help. I'm not trying to think of it. I just do. I think about other people. I feel their eyes on me, and I'm just like, it makes it not enjoyable. So if there's PDA happening, it's because the only reason I'm doing it is for you, and grudgingly and resentfully. So it's just not a good thing for me. It's not a good experience for me because in the end, I'm going to resent you for it. Yeah. So do you really want that?
No. Have you been in a situation where someone else really liked PDA and you felt like you had to like put on a show?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just had to tell them, I'm sorry, I need to stop. Yeah. I can't do this. This is not me. And they like take it personally because they're like, they feel like you aren't proud of them. You don't want to be seen with them. And it's like, it's not that. Like, I love being with you, but I just don't like involving everybody into my world. Like, I think I'm very personal and private, and I want to enjoy this myself rather than involving everyone we're around into my world.
I know. I'm not even a like launch on Instagram kind of person. Like, I wouldn't, like, that's not their business. Like, I love posting, but I'm like not about the people really. Like,
same.
Yeah.
Same. It's like some things it's like we have to post so much now. It's like, and it's nice to share, but there's some things it's nice to keep to yourself because everyone has opinions about things. And I like people's opinions on things. I'm like, oh, what should I wear? What outfit do you think? Or what do you think of this or this or that? What do you think of this song or what I'm working on? Like, I'm excited to share that with you. But there are other things where it's like, I don't need everyone involved in my familial relationship things or like things that are going on in my family or people I'm dating. It's like, it doesn't make sense to involve everyone into it, especially when you are already kind of all over the place, that other people's opinions will throw you off. It's like, I don't need that in my one-on-one relationships.
Yeah. How do you navigate right now, just like the internet in general? Because it is so fun to share. And like you have, like, I love when you post just like little snippets or fun, cute videos. But like, how are you navigating being like, how much do I share versus how much do I not?
Thank you. Well, I feel like there's like the public, like there's your job. And I also feel like, so it's like you're the artist, you're creating like this space for people to enjoy because they're trying to escape their world, that they want to be a part of something else and just get excited about something. And so I'll post on that. And then there's like people like, and then I have like subscribers where it's like, okay, I'll like get a little more personal with them. Like I might show them like my workout, like my post pump more often than when I do on my normal. Or I'll like vent to them. Like I'll be like complaining about stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh. Or I'll like give them insight on like the behind the scenes part of like building my career, which I like it, but it's smaller. Like I don't like doing that with everybody. Like subscribers, I do it more for myself because it's like, I like to connect with people on a more personable level. And if there's too many people, then I feel like, oh, then I'm like, I can't escape into this smaller world with a closer knit people who are like more genuinely interested in like me as a person, like the day to day. Cause you have like the audience where you get the peanut gallery where anyone can look at it and comment and like may even be hateful or sarcastic or just say mean things or rude just because they're bored. And I feel like if people are like paying to be a part of your world, it's like, I can open up a little more to you, which I like. But then there's a thing where it's like, you know what, this is just for close friends. Just like I'm with my family. Sometimes I'll post it, but like if I'm like with one of my best friends and we're hanging out and being silly, I feel like there's some things that are meant to be smaller because there's certain parts of your life that are meant to be with a closer, like your closer little circle of trust of people who know you, who've seen you to an extent you have like your fans who've been there with you, but then also like relationship, familial things, like I was saying. Oops, I'm stepping on. There's just sometimes you just need to feel like you can be fully, you don't have to be on as an artist, like you don't have to be looked up to. And sometimes when you're in the public eye, like people just look up to you and they admire you and they'll look at you as an example or as like a role model or someone that they feel like they know really well, but you've never met them before, you know? And I think there's some things that are meant to be with people who you have met and you have been able to let your guard down, and they've known you for a long time and they know your mistakes and they know that you're just trying to figure your life out and don't have to always put you on a pedestal.
I agree 100%. And what you were just talking about that, I was thinking of this moment where something that you posted had actually gone viral, and then it was a trend, I think, where you pointed to a ruler and you had that.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, just because I feel like that's something
about my size.
Yes, right. And I was just like, don't talk to me if this is you.
Yeah.
And you pointed to like the 3-inch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like it's something silly. You would just never think about posting. You're like, no one's going to see this, whatever. And then it blew up and it made headlines. I remember writing about it.
Oh my gosh.
It was like, David Archuleta just did this. And I just wanted to know like what was going through your mind.
When I found out what the actual trend was?
Just the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, at first I thought it was short because I'm like, okay, short king's cool. Like, awesome. I'm short.
Yeah.
But then, and I was actually told by like someone I work with, they're like, oh, there's this trend. It's about short people. And I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds so fun. I love like owning my height.
The pain in your eyes right now. Oh my God.
I mean, like, you know what? When I saw how people were like, I'm dying and stuff. And so then I got like a message and they're like, just so you know, it's being taken this way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're like, it's blowing up, but because it's being taken this way. And then I realized the actual trend was about your size down here. So I was like,
okay, so you didn't know for sure. Because people still are like, was he lying? Or did he not know?
Did not know.
Okay.
I was mortified, but also I was kind of like, oh, this is kind of fun to step into this because I never would have let myself go there. And so to unknowingly go there was probably the only way I could. And so then I was like, well, since now that we're there, it was like, now I can loosen up. I can be a little more like just easygoing and not so uptight and like, oh, you're not supposed to talk about that kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, we can just be real here. And so that was refreshing, to be honest. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know. I'm not going around with this huge dick around it, you know. So I was like, okay, I guess now people don't have to, I don't know, guess or whatever. I don't know if they didn't know it was a joke or whatever. I don't know.
Anyone can make assumptions. You can think whatever you want. No one knows the truth, even.
Yeah,
then, you know?
For me, it's kind of like, you know, it's for people that I'm decide to be close to find out.
Yeah.
It's not really something to go about like telling everyone. Just those kinds of things. I mean, some people don't care, but I think I do them like, you know, just some things I want to keep for whoever I'm with. Yeah.
Yeah. And you've been in the spotlight for a while. So like, because you auditioned when you were 16, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then did you feel like you were like really in a spotlight for a while? I mean, I know that you continued to do music. I know that you also went on like Disney shows.
Yeah.
But like what was like the attention and internet like back then?
I feel like it was a lot more concentrated. So the different now like every single person, every single public figure, artist, actor, influencer, comedian can have their own page, have their own space that people can go to and enter, and they can have their own podcast, they can have their own like reality TV show in a sense on their own channel. Essentially, like we didn't have that before. It was you are on one of the networks, you're on Fox or ABC or NBC or MTV, and that was it. Like if you looked out to be on one of those, then you had an audience, and everyone had the same amount of places to go see their the stars. So it's like I feel like there are a lot less public figures because I mean there were newspapers and magazines as well, but even those, like there's like so many that people could get their hands on, and it could be affected by where they were locally, you know, what information they got, the radio station, whatever the radio station played for you, that's what you look. But now you can look up any person and look at their biography, look up what they're doing. Like you could literally look, oh, I wonder what they posted on their story the last 24 hours. And before you had to wait for a magazine to interview for you to talk about your upbringing or life. And then that magazine would send it out to everybody and they had the power. But now the person has the power. So it's such an interesting landscape, the shift of the landscape. Mm-hmm. It had a MySpace page, you know, but you had your top 8 and like, that was like the more personal. You could write a blog on your website. I guess the website was more of like but it was still not nearly as personal and up and close as now. Yeah. So it's pretty wild.
Did you feel like you were a big star right after American Idol?
I did not feel myself like I was a star.
Okay.
And I felt like I was tricking everybody. I'm like, why is everyone treating me this way?
Syndrome. Yeah.
Yeah. But literally, like, everyone watched American Idol at that time.
Yeah.
Or at least a very large percentage of the US and even beyond watched it. Where they were getting like 10% of people in the country watching every week. So 1 out of 10 people was in tune, invested in seeing what was going to happen next. And so everywhere I would go, it was just like pandemonium. And I was like, why? I'm like, I didn't do anything that I thought was worthy of star power, stardom. And suddenly everyone's freaking out. And I'm like, what? I'm not ready for this. Like, I felt so unprepared.
Yeah.
I was like, I wasn't looking to be a star. I was just like, yeah, I learned a couple songs and I sang them and that was it. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't learning choreography. I wasn't like ready to be like, have my swag on and media training, how to do interviews and how to take on people's attention. Like I wasn't anticipating any of that. So for it to suddenly just happen and happen every week, like it was wild because it was one of the few outlets people had to, it was like our show and watching us was the way they connected to their family, their friends, to pop culture even at the time. Like it was the thing to do. So other people connected by tuning into your performance and it was a lot of pressure, but it was exciting, but I think looking back, it's more exciting to look back on because at the time it was just like you're in over your head. You don't realize what's going on. It's moving so fast and behind, like you're not on social media to see it happen in real time. So the only time you get a glimpse of the progress of people's pandemonium is each week when you're recording the live show and like after performance. And then like you go out and see people looking at you and like wide-eyed and screaming because they don't know how to control their emotions from seeing you. And I'm like, oh, wow. So it was pretty interesting.
People still don't know how to control their emotions when they see people. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, American Idol and like So You Think You Can Dance were like my big household shows.
Oh my gosh.
Like that's what I watched.
So You Think You Can Dance. Okay, yeah.
Is that right?
I was thinking of Dancing with the Stars because Dancing with the Stars was filmed right across from the studio that American Idol was filming. So we would like pass each other in the halls.
Okay.
Like me, like Derek Huff and like Julianne, and we'd use the same bathrooms and whatnot. But So You Think You Can Dance was happening simultaneously as well. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Did you know like many of the stars when you'd see them?
I don't really remember.
Yeah.
I remember seeing Derek Huff.
Right, the big ones.
Because I'm like, oh, you're Mormon too. We're both from Utah. Oh. We were both just getting started.
Yeah.
And so he would say like, hey, like I'm from Utah too. And
cute.
I was like, oh, or like not Utah. I don't know if he was from Utah, but like went to BYU or something, or like a college in Utah or something. I don't know. But we had that connection. So we just like say hi each week. But there was so much happening that it was just kind of like a quick like, hey, like 1 second. And then there wasn't even time to talk really.
Yeah.
So.
Would you be on Dancing?
Sure.
It's not an excited sure.
No.
You're like, I guess, begrudgingly, I will. But you've been dancing. You're doing all this choreography.
Oh my gosh.
Stunting.
I'm trying.
It. You
I'm
are.
trying. Thank you.
Yeah, and your new music. When did you start doing choreography? Because you didn't always have that, right?
Right. Like, I want to say like 4 years ago.
Okay.
That's when I first started. Like, it was the first video I did like real choreography in a music video. It was this song called Movin'. And it was fun to do.
So I feel like at some point, I don't know, I'm not a singer, but you kind of have to decide what your like stage presence is and if you're gonna say like dance or not. Like I remember when I grew up with One Direction, they were very like, we are not gonna dance ever.
Yeah.
You cannot make us. And that was okay, you know, like they had their other things, but you kind of have to like lean into it or decide you're just gonna sing. So how did you build your like stage presence?
I guess just through trial and error. My parents helped me to be aware of stage presence. My mom was a performer and she danced and she had naturally stage presence. So when I would watch her, I'm like, oh, wow. So I would, and then American Idol, to be honest, taught me what stage presence looked like.
Yeah.
And how much of a difference it would make on a performance. Because from someone just standing there to someone who the movement just made you feel it more. It made you believe it. It got the message across. It got the emotion across. And so you just kind of mirror and channel it. And from there, I just, on American Idol and other shows I'd been on when I was a kid, they'd say like, hey, like move around the stage if you can. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's like too many things going on. I'm like, I'm trying to focus just on singing and you're telling me to move around. I'm like, I can't keep track of all that. Just when I was on American Idol, like top 12 week, they're like, oh, we want you to start up the stairs right here and then walk down and reach when you get to this song lyric, we want you to walk across the stage. I'm like, oh my God, like I can't. And I forgot the lyrics because there's like, I was trying to think of where do I stand now? And then by the time I was like, when do I cross the stage? I was like, oh, I was supposed to say these lyrics. And I like just became a deer in headlights. So it was like, there's too much going on. So now I learned like, I need to give myself like a month time to learn a song and then learn choreography and then practice doing both of them together because my brain can only do one thing at a time. I can't learn a song like that and then just choreography and put them together. It's like moving around uses one part of my brain versus singing uses another part of my brain. So I have to like muscle memory the song and how it, like just letting it come out of my mouth so that I can do it on autopilot when I'm learning the choreo. And then get both of those on autopilot so that I don't think about it too much when I'm on stage, but I still do think about it on stage. I'm like, okay, how do I move here? Oh, I'm supposed to like engage with my dancers.
Yeah. I did want to ask about Creme Brulee, your new single, because we did talk about it a little bit before and you were giving me a little taste of how you're entering your flirty era.
Yes.
Right?
Now that I've fluffed up my hair too now.
Yeah, for the flirting.
Flirting.
Are you a big flirt?
I wouldn't say I'm a big flirt.
Okay.
It's got to be the right person to get me flirty.
Okay. But
I guess I'm picky.
But do you have like, you think you're good at flirting?
No.
No. Okay.
That's why I'm like manifesting it through creme brulee.
Okay. That's like, so yeah, you're like, this is how I'll become a good flirt.
Yeah. I'm like, the only way to get better is by practice. I see.
True.
So I feel like creme brulee era is my developing my skills era.
Okay. Do you have like a go-to flirting move right now?
Not really. I think I like to get my feel off of the individual. So whoever I'm with, it's catered to them, I would say.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, each person's different.
Yeah.
Whatever they want.
Special. Everyone is special. It's a Barney song, the dinosaur.
Really?
Everyone in his or her own way. Yeah.
I don't remember any Barney songs, honestly.
It's okay.
I should.
It's an old show.
Well, yeah. But I mean, I grew up on it. I feel like I should know those things, but I don't remember at all. But anyways.
It's weird to think that Selena Gomez was a Barney child.
I know.
And wasn't Demi Lovato too? Was she? Or am I making that up?
I don't know. I don't think so. But
Maybe
she definitely
wasn't, but Selena was.
Yeah. I mean, Demi definitely was still a child star back then.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if she was on Barney.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious now. Can I look it up?
Yeah, go ahead.
I walk like this.
Why weren't you ever on Wizards
Barney?
of Waverly Place? Barney too. All the shows. You only did 2. Or did you do more?
I
Like
just did those 2.
The guest appearances?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was never invited to do Wizards of Waverly Place. Who else was
missed
on
opportunity.
Barney? I swear Demi
'cause
was on it.
I know, and I'm thinking of the Mickey Mouse Club, and that's with like Britney,
Kyla
but that's
Pratt.
different.
In addition, okay, Barney
Okay.
and Friends featured actors like Selena Gomez, Demi Lovato, and
you knew.
Debbie Ryan.
Really?
Yeah.
Were they ever at the same time? I feel like I've
I
only
feel
ever
like
seen.
Demi and Selena were on this at the same time.
You should have been on Barney too, then I guess.
I know.
But-
Where was the invite? Where's the invite, Barney?
You look, you're like, hello.
Barney is a dinosaur.
Mm.
And like that yellow
Yeah.
dinosaur. What was her name? There's like a yellow dinosaur.
Your
This
Barney
is before
facts
your
are
time.
really coming out.
This is before
and
your
it's-
time. Or
I
was
don't know that it
or
was.
was she green? Maybe she was a green one, and there was like a yellow triceratops one.
Did you like acting on those shows?
I was terrified.
I don't know if it was really acting. Were you always yourself? I don't remember.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
always myself.
So it wasn't a character. You were just joining as yourself.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
scared.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was
Why?
like petrified because I'm like, I'm not an actor. I'm like, I never thought I would be doing this. What am I supposed to do? Yeah, I'd never done acting before.
Okay.
So I'm like, how am I supposed to do it now? But I just did it and it was fun. Yeah, it was very fun to do. I mean, like so many people know me from just those 2 appearances.
Really?
They thought I was a made up character.
They come up to you and they're like, you're the guy from iCarly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's so funny. I would never think that.
Especially like people in like their mid 20s,
Yeah. Yeah.
late 20s, even early 20s. They'll be like, wait a sec. Like, you're the guy from iCarly.
I mean, I say that, but then I do know that I grilled you one time because I was like, where is the Miley
Yeah, I wanna
duet
know you.
collab song? That I still play that so much
Oh,
all the time, but you're not on it.
yeah. I don't know.
So
They must hate me.
it still gets to me. I mean, I really need you to call
They
up
probably
Miley.
didn't want to pay me the royalties. They're like, let's
just
screw you
can't.
over so that we only have to pay one person and we get more of a chunk for ourselves. Maybe that's what it was.
I don't know. I really need you to get to the bottom of it because
I've tried.
no
I've tried. I'm
one
like,
will tell
what is
me.
wrong?
Man, okay. But like, would you re-record it? Like, if we could get this to happen, because I will
would.
reach out to Miley if I have to.
Oh my gosh. I don't think she ever wants to see any, touch any of those songs again.
I just this one. Like, I don't need any of
This
the
one?
others.
Miley,
You
if you're
know?
down. Or we could do a new song. I don't know.
Really though, like, who would you want to duet with if you could?
Miley would be pretty fun, actually.
Demi would be fun.
Oh, yeah. Demi would be fun, too. Because we did go on tour together.
Oh, how was that?
It was fun.
Okay.
Yeah, we did it was like a co-headlining tour. People were like, oh, you opened up. I was like, well, it was technically a co-headlining tour,
There you go.
but it was fun.
My first ever concert was it was Jonas Brothers, but Demi was opening. Yeah. So technically she was like the first artist I ever saw live.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
I know. And I was so tiny. Like, I barely remember it. I remember I got nachos and we called them Nick Nachos because I was obsessed with Nick Jonas.
Whoa.
And then that Allison Stoner was so close to me that my mom kept saying I could spit on her. And I was like, but why is that like the measuring
Wow.
that we're using? Yeah. But she was like right over there and we were freaking out about it.
Wow.
And that was my first concert.
Interesting.
I know. It was great. I literally
What a
don't remember
time.
it at all.
You don't remember it?
No, I have this thing where like in those high suspense moments, I just black out.
Oh.
Like I went and saw One Direction and I don't remember it at all.
Wow.
Like I couldn't tell you.
Why do you think that happens?
I think it's definitely like a stress kind
Yeah.
of thing that
That's
my
what I
body
do.
reacts. Yeah.
That's what I do with American Idol. I mean, the reason why I remember is because people talk about it with me so
Well,
much.
exactly.
And
Literally.
like show me clips and I would like go back and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. So that's what happened.
all of my memories of it are like things that people fed to me. Like my mom told me about like the nacho thing and everything, and I was like, I don't even know if it's real anymore or if it's just what people are telling me.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Do you still do that when you go to concerts, or do you feel like you found like a flow to how to pace yourself so that you don't get overwhelmed?
I feel like it's just like these like the big ones. Like I go to a lot of concerts where I'm just kind of mellow in the back. Like I used to be like barricade or nothing, and it was like high intensity. We'd sleep on the streets.
Whoa.
Yeah, like I slept overnight one time for this concert. Like we got there.
Which one?
It was for 5 Seconds of Summer.
Whoa. Oh, that would have been
got
fun.
out of college, like got out of class, went to the venue. There was like 4 other people there, and we were like, yes, we're early. It's the day before. Like it's like 4 p.m. the day before. And we're like, great, perfect. Put out our stuff. I like texted my mom. I was like, hey, I'm going to be sleeping here. It's the side of the road in Phoenix, Arizona.
Wow.
She's like, I don't love that. And I'm like, there's a cop around the corner, so we probably won't die. And she like came and brought us like sleeping bags and a cooler. She was supportive.
Wow.
And then I just slept there the whole night, woke up the next day, went to class again. We like took shifts.
Wow.
Yeah. And then like went home to shower.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I don't do that anymore, even though that wasn't that many years ago.
That's commitment.
I know.
Dedication.
Yeah.
The only time I waited overnight was to audition for American Idol.
Really? What time did you get there then?
I'm trying to remember. One time it was like 11 or 12 at night. And then the other time was like 2:30 a.m. Because we had to go back. Like once we got like our thing, then we had to go back another day and wait in line again.
But it was sleeping on the streets or just waiting?
Waiting.
That's not too bad then. I mean,
I did not have a blanket. I did not have a sleeping bag. It was just sitting on the parking lot asphalt.
No cell phone to play video games on?
No. Just everyone around you singing the whole time, and so you couldn't sleep.
Not even worth it. Why'd you do that?
I
Why'd you put yourself through that?
It wasn't worth it.
It was not worth it. Nothing good came out of it.
Nothing.
So,
what a waste of time.
Right. Mine too. I mean, nothing good came out of mine. I just went and saw some people. Whatever. And you're going, speaking of concerts, you're going to be at World Pride.
Yeah.
Right before Cynthia Erivo, I hear.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about that?
It's a lot to, people love Cynthia. I love Cynthia.
Yeah.
So to go on before her is a lot. But I've had to go on before some pretty big acts before. So I'm excited. I feel like when I do shows, I have a lot of fun. So I think especially Pride, because everyone's there to celebrate. Like we're whatever trauma we've gone through and whatever things we're having to deal with and put up with, all the homophobia or the misunderstandings that people have of queer people. We just come to get away from that, and we're with our people. They get us, and we're going to celebrate everything we've had, all the shit we've had to put up with. And we don't have to worry. We can just and so it's just nice to be with everybody and just have a good time where you feel like you can let loose. Like you don't have to worry about keeping yourself in or like hiding or like, oh, someone may not like that, how gay I am or whatever, queer. You can bring your bae or, your, I don't know. Do they have pride bays? I know there's rave bays, but.
Oh, I was going to say, I never say bae, but if it's like a rave bae, then that makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah. Like,
they should have
bays?
pride bays.
Yeah.
I haven't said bae since like middle school. That feels crazy.
I know. Yeah. I only say it with the rave bae.
Rave bae.
Because people still say that. I'm like, oh, rave bae. Okay.
Okay. Have you had rave bays?
Yeah, I've had rave bays.
Oh, what is it? Just like a situationship at a rave?
Like a relationship that I feel like you can bring someone to be your rave bae.
Okay.
Or you can find a rave bae there.
Cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you been to a rave?
No.
You haven't been to like an EDM festival? No.
I feel like they'd eat me alive.
No.
I'm scared.
Oh my gosh. So the thing about EDM festivals is it's so inclusive.
Yeah.
You could be dressed up like a Pokemon or a furry or like a fairy.
Yeah.
Or in a bikini or just as you are, a shirt and jeans. You could wear a hoodie. You could go in like pajamas. Like no one cares. You can just be however you want to be, and everyone's just there to have a good time. And everyone gives each other compliments, and it's so sweet. Like everyone's just like, oh, I love your energy. I love your vibe. And here, have this bracelet. Like, have a great day. Be safe. And it's just so like community. Like there's such a community that is so sweet. I mean, not everyone acts that way. Some people go and they don't understand the plur culture, but I would say for the most part, people are pretty great. And it's like everyone's there just to like let loose, kind of like Pride, like just to get away. A lot of nurses, and there are a lot of nurses I've found that go to
really
raves and EDM festivals, and
they just
go ham.
Yeah, they need freedom. They need free time.
Yeah,
to just be. That makes sense.
Yeah,
I need to go. I know that you've been doing like more like rave things with your concerts recently, right?
I just did one I just did one recently
last weekend
called After Hours.
Yes,
so I did a full show, still like an hour set, and had 3 DJs come and play music, and they killed it.
Love
introducing my fans to rave culture a little bit.
Yes. What would you say your fans are right now? Like, is it a lot of mixture of like old fans or new fans? Like, what do you think it's predominantly?
I would say it's a mixture for sure.
Yeah.
It's been really interesting because I have a lot of like the American Idol audience fans who a lot of them were like at the meet and greets. They're like, I've never been to a rave before. I don't know what to expect. And I'm like, oh, you'll be totally fine. It's all good. And so it's pretty funny because I feel like a lot of like my queer fans have been to raves because it's like a very queer, almost I feel like it's like very adjacent to queer culture, rave culture. It came from creating a safe place where people didn't feel safe. You know, the music, EDM music came from house music where like people didn't I think especially like I feel like a lot of it comes from like the most oppressed like of the queer community, which is the Black trans community, who didn't have somewhere to go. It was illegal for them to be who they are and to be out, and so they would have like these underground like warehouse parties and would play like start DJing and playing this music where they could just be themselves and didn't have to worry and didn't care. And so then like the warehouse music, they'd be like, what is that music? Like the house music. So it's like it went from, that's what they would call it, house music. And so I feel like a lot of that has, you know, continued. So it's like EDM music and EDM festivals, and it comes because of the queer community, you know, trying to create that space, and they continue trying to create that space. So I feel it when I went there, and when I went to my first time, I was like, I felt that just free liberation. I'm like, I don't have to worry. I could let my hair down and just wear whatever I want and jam out to music and jump all night and just completely let myself go and not have to worry. And it's very sweet.
Have you been bringing that like freedom into your music? I mean, I wanted to ask too, like, how has it been since coming out and writing new music and being able to like write he in songs and just talk about that kind of thing and how that freedom has been?
It's scary for me because a part of me is like, oh my gosh, if I put like he and I'm a guy talking, like they're going to be straight people are going to be repulsed by that. Ugh, like, oh, why did he have to say that? But it's kind of like refreshing too, that it's like, oh my gosh, I can be myself.
Yeah.
And people know in advance before they even see me or talk to me and meet me in person. Like, I don't have to worry about what if they find this out about me. It's already out there. So I don't have like all the hard work is out of the way of like, well, introducing them to who I am, the secret part of me that they may hate, despise, and, you know, finding the community of people who accept me for that. And the only way to do that and to find people who accept you and build your community to accept you for who you are is you have to be willing to show yourself, which is scary.
Yeah.
It's like Elsa, where she says, show yourself. Yeah.
Right. I'm like, we're just talking about how I'm like, I don't like to show myself sometimes. Like I'm like hiding on the internet. Don't look at me too closely. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's hard when
it can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
Sometimes like, I just want to keep it to myself. That's why I like going to raves.
Right.
It was designed just for you to like go without having anyone care too much about what you're doing.
Yeah, because music can be so vulnerable, especially when you're writing about your experiences.
Yeah.
So then you are sharing like a big part of you.
You are.
Yeah.
It's like a great way of cryptically showing yourself and revealing yourself, because I feel like music is like art. So you can do it in a more artistic way that people can digest it without, being too offended by it or being too repulsed, because they can take it from like a metaphoric or symbolic way. Or if they're not smart enough to catch on to it, they'll just glaze over it and be like, oh yeah, that's pretty, or that I like the beat, or it's catchy. But a lot of time it's cool that you can hide more meaningful things in those catchy beats and melodies.
And you have a new song, Can I Call You, right?
Yeah.
Coming out this week.
Mm-hmm.
What are you hiding in that song? What am I looking for?
Ooh, that's a good question. What is David hiding in Can I Call You? I would say it's like, it's still my flirty era, like this creme brulee era awakening of just being more sensual and a little more sexy. But I feel like this whole new EP that I'm working on is more grounded. It's talking about flirtiness and opening myself up, but I'm still myself. And so it's kind of fun to show and share with fans like my approach to what that's like. Like, what is it like for someone who grew up Mormon and like the boy next door all his life, to then accept his sexuality and what it feels like to get in touch with it. I wasn't in touch with it, so I'm like learning how to get in touch with it and what that process is, the journey, and then to describe how it feels. Like, it feels good, and to get a little sexier. And so I would say Can I Call You is like that, but it's also sweet, because when you come out, a lot of times I was told all the time, like, gay people can't really have relationships because all they care about is sex. So they don't have the depth to have relationships. And I've seen for myself that's clearly false, clearly a stereotype. It's discriminative, because like even my publicist Ken, who's here, he's been in his relationship with his husband for over 30 years. 38 years.
Wow.
And so I was like, oh, I'm like, they've been together since they were even allowed to, they weren't allowed to get married when they met each other. Now they've been able to grow into like finally being allowed to have a ceremony to where they could lawfully like be spouses. So, and then I met more people like that, more and more. I'm like, okay, yeah, there are clearly people who are still like just never settle, but I'm like, why? I wonder why they tell that narrative. It's like they don't want queer people to be happy. And it's almost like people, to prove themselves right of their discrimination or fear of queer people, it's almost like they want to sabotage queer people's progress in their lives so that they can justify their fear and misunderstandings of them, which causes hate. Because it's easier to hate something that you don't understand. And usually when you don't understand something is why you can hate it. Because once you understand it, it's like, oh, you have more compassion for it. And they're just like me. They want the same things. Like, they want someone to be there. But when you have people on the outside of you always trying to sabotage that, it's like, y'all are causing the trauma that's preventing these people from having the relationships that you have. Like, let's make sure they can't get married, because they won't have happy relationships. They won't have happy families. It's like y'all are preventing them from, they actually can do it quite easily. If you stopped traumatizing them so much and taking it away from them. And it's like, what is it to you that they find happiness the way you have? And I think a lot of straight people, it's like, well, we had to fit in this mold. And I think a lot of the people who are the oppressors are not happy with their lives. And a lot of them are probably even closeted. I think a lot of the people who be the biggest haters are closeted. And they're like, I had to put myself through this misery And I didn't allow myself to get what I wanted because I was supposed to. So I'm going to make sure that your life is a hell because I never gave myself the freedom that you have. But it's like, can I call you is talking about the sweetness that you can have in, yes, even a queer relationship.
I love that you just went on that like whole amazing rant and then you were just like, so like that's what Can I Call You is about.
Is look how sweet a gay relationship can be, a queer relationship.
No, I mean, and you're right. And I loved everything you were saying. And I hadn't really thought about weaponizing like stereotypes. Because obviously we talk about stereotypes in the queer community and we, you know, make jokes about like U-Haul lesbians and stuff like that. Like, and it's normal and it's like, that's fine. But then if the straights get to it and they're like, no, this is why you can't have nice things because, and like you said, like be like, oh, gay men can't commit, blah, blah, blah. So that's not okay. It's like, oh, no, that's not for you. Like, that is for us. Thank you.
Yeah.
Crazy. I love that. I can't wait to hear the song about that whole rant. I'm going to like be playing it in my
like, how do you prove them wrong? By simply showing you're happy.
And you're right.
And to keep fighting for your happiness. Because the people, like, they keep calling LGBT people like pedophiles and sexual offenders. It's like, who are the sexual offenders? It's the people who are making themselves miserable. Gay people are not making themselves miserable. No. It's the people who are suppressing all their emotions, who are bitter and prey upon weaker people, and people who do not have more of a say. Like, they victimize the children, women, other like people who are vulnerable. They victimize those vulnerable people because they hate something about themselves. They despise something about themselves. And so for them to keep projecting it onto the queer community is outrageous. It's like, are there sexual offenders who are queer? Probably, but like, look at what most of the cases are, and people are like, drag queens are pedophiles. It's like, I tried looking it up. I'm like, how many drag queens?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, there was like 3 in the whole country. Like, one of them was actually, and one of them was a woman who and another one was like, they were both young, like they were both teenagers, but one of them was technically like a minor and one of them technically wasn't, because there was like 16, 18, like, and I'm like, okay. And then I'm looking at like the other side, like the people who are attacking the drag queens, saying you can't do the shows because they're pedophiles, they're going to indoctrinate our children. And these are the politicians who are getting arrested, being found out for child pornography, for like doing things with minors, and they're priests, they're conservative judges, they're scout leaders, they're church leaders by the thousands. And I'm just like, looking at each side, I'm like, do you guys not? But like,
I love pulling up receipts, what? But they won't read them. They don't care.
They don't want to. They just want to believe. They want someone to blame for their unhappiness. And unfortunately, it's the queer community.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but that's so interesting. I'm like, look up how many religious, like church leaders and of all kinds, how often that they're getting arrested. Versus drag queens.
No.
Like look how I'm like, and it's like drag queens aren't suppressing. They have accepted themselves. They love themselves. They're not gonna try and harm other people.
They're minding their business.
Yeah.
They don't have time for that.
Whereas all these conservatives, like conservative people, are attacking the trans community, the LGBT community, and children, and like all these. So it's like very interesting to see how damaging it can be to suppress your own emotions and to create that self-hatred. It's like, but it really bugs the hell out of me. It like annoys me to watch people say this narrative that and it's like, look in your own church walls. You're not saying, you just keep looking the other way for that. So I'm just like, it boggles my mind that you will hate on a false narrative being fed to you when it's happening all around you.
Yeah.
In your safe little bubble.
And it's like you said, I'm like, newsflash, we're all gay. Harry Styles said so, and that's the rules. But
is it?
Yeah,
because I meet people,
I think everyone's a little gay.
You think so?
Yeah.
I've met some people who are gay, and they're like, I have no attraction to women. Like, they're like, guys.
Yeah.
I feel, they're like, they're like, no, there's like, I'm like, really? Because I'm like, oh, I was like, I thought everyone kind of like,
right,
like both, and there are like some gay people, they're like, no.
You can't even say they're pretty.
Like, they can say they're pretty, but they're like,
but they're like
nothing
anything
to kiss or like find them like.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's interesting, because like that's not my experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, well, every straight person's like, but I'm like, well, if gay people can say like, no, I'm 100% gay, I'm like, maybe straight people can say they're 100% straight. So
true.
That's not my experience.
You're right.
I'm not 100% of either, but
no, I was like, I can't commit to anything.
Yeah.
At all. Period.
Yeah.
Let alone.
That's why I just say queer.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I mean, I prefer guys, but it's like, you know, then the evil queen comes up and
right. I'm like, how am I supposed
talks
to know?
Me the way she does. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I was like, me as a kid, I was like, I liked, you know, Milo from Atlantis, but then I was like, but Shigo's kind of hot. Like, I don't know.
Whoa.
I can't picking.
Hey.
Right? Like, I was like, just thinking about like the sexual awakenings. I was like,
I know.
I don't know. I can't ever choose. I don't know. I envy people that can choose, if that's what you want to do.
But it's like, allow yourself to explore it. Like, allow it to come forward, and like, don't be judgmental towards yourself. Like, just see like, okay, this is what I'm feeling. Allow yourself to process your emotions, because it does not do you any good to suppress it. Let me just tell you that. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's damaging in one way or another, whether you damage yourself or you hurt other people. And so, you know, before I'm actually writing a book. I'm writing a book and talking about all this, like, because I was engaged 3 times because I didn't process all my emotions. It started bubbling, and I was like, if I don't do something about this, I'm going to hurt someone that I'm supposed to love. I'm like, that is not what I want. And I'd heard of other people in religion, in church, in Mormons, who they were queer, but they tried to live a hetero life without ever processing their emotions, and they started being aggressive to the people they were supposed to love. And I was just like, I do not want to be that person. Mm-mm. So, or you start hurting yourself. And so it's like, you know what if you just gave yourself a chance to, if you even look at it from religion, like you look at it as a mistake, what if you gave yourself a chance to make a mistake by being attracted to the same sex, and see what happens? If you believe in religion, then you believe in forgiveness. You believe in like someone who can redeem you and save you and heal you. Mm-hmm. But my experience has been that accepting it is the healing, and it'll heal from so much other pain that is unnecessary. And if you really are afraid of that, just have that confidence, like have faith in your beliefs, you know, that you can find. But it's like, you will find that actually, like, if there's a God there, and like the supreme creator or being that you believe in, God that you believe in, will actually is like, actually they'll say like, I'm glad you figured it out finally, that there's nothing wrong with being queer. Okay. Like, you're designed that way for happiness, and it can be wholesome, and it is wholesome. Like, you know, it's yeah. But I'm writing a whole book that it touches like on things like American Idol and like growing up Mormon, and like how do you come to terms with your sexuality when you've resisted it all your life and were told it was bad all your life? Like, how do you program yourself out of thinking you're the worst thing to exist on the planet, to find love and compassion for yourself? And yeah, I'm hoping it'll help people who've been on this, you know, dealt with the same things I had to deal with. Mm-hmm. Like self-hatred and like feeling like you don't deserve to live, and just because you're queer. Like, now I'm like, I look back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I thought that way, but I did. So hopefully we can get less people feeling that way. Yeah.
I mean, I definitely, even when you're saying like, how do you like fight that, I'm like, I don't know, how do you? Please tell us. Like,
oh my gosh,
I'm ready to read it. Like, I need to know now, because I have no clue. But yeah, so it's definitely gonna resonate with people when did you just start writing it, or?
I've been working on it for a little bit. Yeah. I pushed it back because it was going to come out this year, but I'm like working on it some more. So I'm going to push back to next year and focus on the music. Like the new songs, the EP tour that's going to happen this year.
Yes.
And then hopefully once that's all out of the way, I can just with the book. But in the meantime, like, you know, talk about it, like here with you and like, but I'm very excited about the book. I think it was encouraged by one of my friends. We were talking about life and she was just like, have you thought of writing a book? And I'm like, I have thought about it. And she's like, let me introduce you to my team. And so she did. And now I'm working on a book. So it's fun.
Yeah. And now you can say that you're writing a book, which is crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Well, I don't want to steal you for too much longer, but is there anything else that you want to cover?
Anything else? I feel like that was a lot.
It felt like a therapy session. I don't know
gosh.
why.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe because we had to like dive into, I mean.
I know. I always go too deep.
No, I love it though.
I go deep.
Even just asking though, like why I black out at concerts. I'm like, I didn't know we were doing this.
So intrigued. I'm so intrigued by it. I don't know. I love getting to know that side of people.
Yeah.
And just talking about it. Like it's like therapeutic.
It is. No, that's
therapeutic
what I'm saying.
to just like,
it's like, wow.
be self-aware and know what's going on in yourself. You know?
I think you should be a therapist now.
Really?
Yeah.
I did do an album called Therapy Sessions.
Okay.
Like back in 2020. I did want to be a therapist at one point. I was taking the closest I got was like an intro to psychology class that I took. But my psychology, the intro to psychology teacher pulled me aside and she's like, have you ever thought about like getting in more into psychology? And I was like, I really like it. And she's like, I can tell. She's like, just so you know, she's like, you're like my top student in the class. I'm like, well, it's just an intro to psychology. I'm like, it doesn't go that deep. But she's like, just so you know, she's like, I think that like you're performing well enough that if you like want to look into it, she's like, I think you should highly consider it. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, that's a compliment. I'm like, okay, she's bettering me up.
I love praise. Thank you.
I didn't pursue it necessarily. I continued with music, but I feel like you can do therapy-esque stuff in music, you know?
True. Yeah, because even the messages of your book that's coming is in your songs. So it's all full circle.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I love that. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks,
for
Caitlynn.
Coming to hang out.
It's so nice to chat. Yes, good to hang.
I know. I'm like,
get deep.
I want to be here for another hour. I'm not ready. But
we'll just have to do it again.
Okay, please. Yes.
We'll do it again.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode with David Archuleta. Make sure to go stream his new songs and be sure to subscribe to Pride wherever you listen and watch your podcasts and follow us on social media at Pride. See you next week.